Hey, Internet Land, Nippertown, Albany, Capital Region, world, wherever you are. Special live show tonight with Mike and Ray from Brick by Brick. No questions unanswered. So if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. We don't really care what they are. We're going to get down to the bottom of all this. Mike, how are you?
I'm great. Ray, open this fucking thing.
Oh, hold on.
No, you can say
All right.
it's okay.
Hey.
Pillage.
Pillage.
Pillage. You want to promote that real quick?
Yeah, this is our signature mead, and instead of bringing a bottle of Jack Daniels into there, I figured I would drink our signature mead, which I developed the taste by myself, well, with the help of Helderberg Mead Works. It is I think it's 22%. They lie and say it's 17, but it's really
It's close to 17. I threw hydrometer in it.
Yeah,
But it's yummy.
Head Mazer.
Yeah,
Head Mazer.
that's right. Little head maze.
So, a lot of people logging in, saying hello, all that good stuff.
Yippee.
You guys got questions?
Tell them
Throw
to
'em
get
out.
fucked.
So, guys, you're going on tour,
Thank fucking God.
getting the hell out of Dodge, taking the show on the road.
Yes.
Why? What inspired it? What
What do you mean what
madness?
inspired it?
What? Where did you say we got to get out of here? We're gonna go.
Oh, because that's what we do.
It's what you love.
We haven't been on tour in 3 years now, right?
Oh,
The California run with Scarhead in the end of 2019 was last
That
run.
was September into October.
That's the one where Jameson flamed out on. Wasn't comfortable that whole tour. Anyway,
so you have
Nobody was comfortable on that tour.
it was crazy. We have 11 dudes stuffed in one van for 8 days on the West Coast, and
Who smelled the worst? No question unanswered. Who are we throwing under the
You
bus?
know what? We were probably all immune to each other, so we all probably stunk very badly. However, when we did Canada, the one run in Canada, we did like 5 dates, right in a row, boom, 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 and we were coming back through the border into New York, and give them our passports, and we're getting ready, and they're like, okay, open the thing, and you're gonna check things out. And it was a female border officer. She opened the side door. She's like, "Oh Jesus, get out of here." So if you want to get away with shit, just stink your van up with shit, piss, and
That's how I would get stuff through customs.
Yeah.
If I wanted to bring something through customs, put on my show clothes, wrap everything in show clothes.
Nobody's messing with that.
And that's
Yeah. So we haven't toured in 3 years. We kept busy all throughout the pandemic and all that. And finally, we've had so much stuff fall through. We were supposed to go to Europe 2 times. They both got canceled, as well as everybody else's shit that's getting canceled. But so we started scheduling this tour. We were supposed to coincide it with the new album that dropped in February. We did our release party here in February, and then we were supposed to go right to Europe right after. And Europe got canceled, so we did our one and done. And that was it.
I was going to say that last time we talked was right before Disco Existence came out.
And the album, it didn't fall on its face. It's doing very well, but it would have done a lot better if we could bring it over to Europe and play on it. But
being able to tour on it, you have to. Yeah, tour cycles are still difficult for any band. So it's just having,
So we do have a few questions coming in.
all right, rock on.
All right. So what's the craziest tour debauchery you're willing to talk about?
Riverside, right?
well, that's all you.
Oh no, that's all you.
I'm not telling you. You tell it better than I do.
Okay, so we played Riverside, California. This is 2015, I think it was. Anyway, so we played Riverside, California, part of Tough Love Fest. And it's a fest. Great bands on there. It was an awesome lineup. So we get there at like 10 in the morning, get set up by 11 in the morning, and keep in mind it's in California, so it's beautiful out. It's the sun. There's no shade in the place either. Remember that. So we're like, all right, well, I'm a little thirsty, so it's 5 o'clock everywhere at some point. So we start cracking them open at 11 in the morning, drinking, hanging out, meeting people, hanging out with old friends, etc., etc. Get into some Jack Daniels. Keep in mind, we forgot that we're playing at 9 p.m.
Oh my God! So you start at 11, you're playing 10 hours later.
Yeah, so needless to say, we're fucking annihilated. I mean,
Destroyed.
Jameson wasn't. He was the only one that wasn't drinking, but me, Sean, and Ray plastered. So we had our little. We made it through the set. So we're getting toward the end, and there was a gentleman in a wheelchair that was on the border of the mosh pit, and I'm telling this to the best of my recollection because I was annihilated as well.
So
Yeah,
I kept popping the microphone off and just running through the crowd off the stage to the beer tent. It was kind of like a chain link fence like a cage that they put everybody into fucking drinking, smoking. They didn't want you to smoke. It was weird. And I kept running in there and just smashing everybody with the microphone, spilling their beers and everything else, and then running back. And on my way back, I flipped this dude that was in a wheelchair. Busted up his wheelchair. I flipped him right onto the ground. He's just in a drunken rage.
Mind you, we're playing, so kids are dancing, and kids are basically trampling this guy. It's a good thing he was already crippled.
Tough love.
It was. Yeah, tough love fest. So anyway, people are trying to get people off their friend, and people are not understanding. And next thing you know, a fight breaks out, and we're playing. Next thing, it's a borderline riot. We're playing, and I remember some kid got shoved on the ground, and when he hit the ground, a gun went circling away. And the owner of the venue came over and he grabbed the microphone from him. Ray shoves him over a monitor. We stop playing. Jameson jumps over to Kit, chokes out the promoter. We're fighting. We're just
fighting the owners.
We're just going. We're balls out. It was like whatever. We're trying to. Nobody knew what was going on. Like I said, we're plastered. So that being said, things finally calmed down. They got the two parties separated, and we just go back up on stage. The owner's like, "Oh no, you're not playing." I grabbed him. I'm like, "Listen, we only got one more fucking song." I said, "Trust me, it's gonna come together. You gotta trust me. Let it go." And I'm just like, "Ah!" And the guy's just like, and then we just start playing. So we ended up playing. We did a cover of "Bro Hymn" by Pennywise. And next thing you know, the whole crowd, black eyes, bleeding, all going,
I couldn't have been happier.
So, but the problem was there were still like 4 or 5 bands after us, and probably about 40% of the crowd left. And so the bands after us hated us. And then, so we get a message from our booking agent as we're before we leave there, and he's like, "Oh, the next day, which was Easter," he goes, the other venue canceled the show. Something at that happened at that venue. They're not opening. But good news is I got you another date at the same venue that you just played. We're like, okay. So when we pulled up to the venue the next day, we just walked in like we own the place, and there's the promoter. I believe he had a black eye. And there's the owner. And they're just looking at us. I look at them. I go, "Yo, guys, last night was so awesome." I go, I ran up, I shook his hand. I'm like, "Thank you so much. We had such a blast. Thank you." And they're just like, I go, "You want us to set up our merch in the same spot?" And they're just like, yeah.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I walked out to the van and go, "All right, guys, we're in. Let's go."
So that's what you call just go with it, and everyone thinks it's all.
They're putting on our wristbands, not making eye contact like this,
So we're
Right,
just
uh,
yucking up. Next thing I know, we're getting drunk with the owner that night, and he's buying all sorts of merch.
And it was a great fucking show.
It was fun.
Crisis averted. All right, next question. This is from Jay Jusino for Mike.
Uh-oh.
Are farts wet? It's a real question. He asked it. Oh, man.
Farts wet.
We said any question.
Well, they can be, Jay, and you know how they taste.
There you go. You get it. You ask a stupid question, you're going to get an answer right back at you. Just saying. That's your own liability, right? Like, all right. This one, Breathless by Dawn.
My boys.
What's the worst part of touring in other countries? And I'm going to say, I want to hear the best part and the worst part.
Worst part.
See, there's no worst part unless it's your first time there. First time there, you fuck up. Everybody fucks up.
We didn't.
Well,
We had a man of tenure in the band.
So, yeah. So one of the biggest fuck ups is being able to read labels. So that's one thing. It's definitely when you're going for stage water and it's straight up, it's gas or no gas, but you have to be able to read the labels and fucking, you get a mouthful of like way carbonated seltzer water. Mid-set, like right in between is the worst. The absolute worst. Getting used to everything being water closet instead of bathroom and stuff. Money exchanges, a lot of people.
Yeah, the money exchange is
Make-
definitely the worst part.
make all that type of fuck ups.
And they're not fans of Jack Daniels over there. Jameson people. We had to correct that shit real quick.
Yeah.
We got them on the Jack Daniels bandwagon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Jameson person. So.
Yeah, well,
Oh yeah, it can't be perfect.
I sucked it up one night and I drank a bottle of Jameson.
Yeah, you ended up. I had to chase you into the woods.
Was that the night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was. It was like, "Where you going?" Like, I was like, "All right."
See, I get so crazy on Jack. On Jack Daniels, it's every bar fight I've ever been in, everything has been on Jack Daniels.
It's a good way to,
Jameson, it's just a happy drunk.
Oh, well,
all right.
Everything's happy until they push the buttons.
But Europe, there's
The best thing is
people are overly huggy too. So that's a lot of people don't like the affection. Like they don't accept it because it's here. Everybody's trying to be harder than each other. There, everybody is so appreciative. It's not like you can go to the corner and see somebody playing on the show. It's all different. It's just there's so much more value to hey, I came all the way out here to play. So it's
I have heard American bands play in Europe, American bands playing overseas. The crowds are just so into it.
they are.
So into it.
They're great. They're not
They
jaded.
support. They're open minded, and we haven't had the pleasure of playing any of the big festivals yet, but those festivals over there are a mixed bag of genres. So you could.
Oh, we did
Oh, we did Revolution.
Yep.
Sound of
Sound of
Revolution,
Revolution,
but
yep.
that wasn't one of the big you're not going to see Sepultura and Ice Cube on the same bill, but you can at most of these other festivals, which is cool.
I love that too. It's great.
Yeah, and it's just everybody's there just for the music, and you know what? They're just appreciative, and we do really, really well in merch over there. And
some countries you have to use the buddy system because you will get robbed by 10-year-olds.
Oh,
yeah,
10-year-olds. You can't.
Oh
be
no,
shit
like
out of
roving
10-year-olds.
gangs of children.
Oh,
Yeah, not even kidding. Not even kidding.
One thing the tour manager said, he goes, "Be careful when you leave the venue at night and before you get back on the bus. You're not in America. You don't have rights."
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
Some places would get kidnapped for food. Yeah, things like that. So you gotta be aware.
and those didn't even make the worst part of touring overseas.
No.
All right. Next question is a two-part one. Who is your new drummer? That's part one. And it's actually asked by Jeff. And the second question is, and why is he a fucking sex god?
Because he's got a banana dick.
Connect.
So I guess I guess he's our new drummer.
No, I think he.
No.
No. Tell him to specify.
Specify.
Well, Jeff from Full Blown Chaos and Concrete Ties is filling in for Jameson at this point. Jameson is no longer with the band. He just COVID really fucked him up. He just had different priorities, and on top of that, he hurt himself doing some jujitsu. So that he's got a
He's still dangerous.
Little bit of a healing process with that. He couldn't hang anymore. Anyway, no, but Jeff is stepping in, filling his shoes for right now. We're trying to sink the hook in. Come on, Jeff.
I think he's sunk in. He said,
Well,
maybe.
He's
He's going on the tour with you guys.
yes, he's doing all the shows that we have booked right now till the end of summer. At the end of summer, we're going to probably cut it down to just weekend warrior stuff if we do anything. My bass player Andy, he owns his own HVAC company, and he's just balls to the wall with stuff. So it's hard when the colder months start creeping up. It's hard for us to get out. So we're going to probably just do some weekend warrior shit. We're slated to do Europe in February, UK in the summer, and then Australia next October 2023. So
That's a lot of touring overseas next year. That's
Well,
awesome.
if everything comes, I mean, Australia is 90%. Europe's being set up now as well as UK, and I got to get the dates from there. We're going to see what we're doing on those. But Jeff Facci is, for all intents and purposes, the drummer right now, and he is a sex god.
Sex god.
Banana dick. All right.
Not sure what that means, but
I don't know what that
we're going
means.
to be on tour, and
I figured it's
How they
yellow.
find out.
Yellow, right? No.
Okay.
So Fuzz
Draw
asked,
this meat.
Fuzz asked us this next question. Sorry, Fuzz can't be here. He's home, laid up, sitting up. He asked, "What's your favorite overseas venue?"
SO36.
SO36 is definitely up there.
In Berlin.
That one place we played in Switzerland was awesome too. So we played this place in Switzerland. This is a funny story.
Which story?
The Rebellion tour, Madball and Iron Maiden.
Oh, yeah.
So we play in Switzerland.
Fucking
And,
castle down the road.
This woman, they didn't speak a lick of English, and trying to sell them merch and telling me how beautiful I am. Okay, I get it. I'm a hunka.
He's a sex god too.
Yeah. So
Change the name.
So I'm just like,
Sex
but
gods.
the way she was speaking, I wasn't sure. I didn't know how she was saying it. And then she walks away. And then her boyfriend, husband, I'm not sure. And he walks over. He's just like talking all this, whatever. And then he tells me I'm beautiful. Like, I just turned and I looked at Jameson. I go, what the hell's going on right now? He goes, oh. And he just left me. Left me with all the merch by myself. Everybody gets on the fucking bus without me. I'm sitting there packing my merch up by myself. They just left me there with these two insane people from Switzerland.
Right.
Trying to
It kicked in.
trying to get me to go home.
I left with
or
the promoter
something.
because he's like, I got special beers. And I was like,
Oh,
let's go.
That's it.
And
And I'm like, I need some help packing our
I
merch
totally
up.
forgot about that. That's,
But-
yeah.
But a couple of the road guys from Madball helped me. And I ran onto the bus. I didn't
It's
know
the
what
one
was
thing.
going on.
The one thing with Europe, if it's not fucking nailed down, take it. That's the one thing. Everything in catering, if something's there, take it. Water, beer, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is, take it. Even if it's like fucked up shit, I've made mistakes in previous years ago of touring Europe that you grab cases of beer and you're stoked and you're like, yeah, and you can't read the labels, and it ends up being 12 cases of NA fucking beers that you just end up fucking cracking the doors of the bus while it's going and fucking just chucking it, you know, fucking making a game out of it. But you take whatever's not nailed down.
And if you're vegan, you'll be in heaven.
Oh yeah.
Jameson kept hoarding all this food, like hoarding, like boxes. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, we're gonna get food at the next fucking venue, right? Those in case I'm hungry in between because they're long drives. I'm like, whatever. So then the last day of tour, the poor driver there, Flip here,
Perfect name for it.
and we just looked at him and like, you did a great job. You can have all this excess alcohol, which is, we had bottles and cases, and then you can have all this
He
fucking
was so
food.
excited.
Yeah, took everything
Take
home.
it
He
off.
probably fed his family for a week with that shit.
Yeah. Just all the food, oh my God, all the leftover shit that we tried to finish.
Oh, I can't.
Next question. This one's for Mike. Even though it could be for both of you guys. Has Mike added any more trash taps lately? And are you two still close? You and Tragedy.
Yep, my bestie. I got a pic for his 50th birthday party. I got a portrait of his fucking face done on my leg with little hearts around it.
I mean, we're here. We're at the Bull and Bee.
Yeah, we're at the Bull and Bee. He's got a portrait of my face on his leg. I got a portrait of his face on his leg. And if I was gay, I'd be gay with him. So yes, we were very close.
That's the best answer. All right. Tracy Leach asks, where's the one bucket list place to play for you guys? Where's the one place you guys want to play?
Jamie Jost is bringing back Milwaukee Metal Fest.
So that,
Jamie, if you're watching, motherfucker.
dude, Jack Koshak is the one who used to do fucking.
Yeah, he sold him the rights.
He fucking, let me tell you, probably some of the best times I had was doing those fests. I did 2 of them, and in the 90s, and it was fucking insane.
Good bands, good just
Great
scenes.
bands, great experience. Everybody partying, everybody getting it. You know, it was. Yeah, I can get a lot of people in trouble that are in good-sized bands right now. That from all of us partying.
We ain't no stitches.
Nope. It was good fucking times.
The one festival that would be a bucket list would be Dynamo for me.
I would like,
The whacking.
where the fuck would I want? You know what? Red Rocks.
Red Rocks.
I would want to play Red Rocks.
You know, a band that you booked first, or you booked really young. State Champs just played. Red
Oh,
Rocks.
I like the.
That's one of the venues because I've had the opportunity to play a lot of fucking
I think the
crazy
first
places.
20 times I ever saw them, I saw them at Bogies.
Yep.
So,
Them guys, they worked. They used to pound.
That is a beautiful venue.
just I would love to hear myself in that fucking in that atmosphere. I would like to have that experience. And anything that's like sonically pleasing, I would love to be able to hear just our music in that environment. So it's I know a few people that have, obviously had the opportunities to open up for a lot of bigger acts there, and
That's it.
it's really rare when somebody comes back with, I jerked off after. It was like a, just audio orgasm.
So there, that's a good bucket list.
On the foot of Mauna Kea on
All right.
Big Island, Hawaii.
I like this question because I wanted to get back to the tour. This one's from Jay. It's a lot better than the fart one. What bands are you going on tour with?
We're bringing Cutthroat from LA, not the Cutthroat from 518 from back in the 90s that everybody wants them to do a reunion, and they will not. We've asked. No, we're bringing Cutthroat from LA. My buddy Neil, Bobby Blood used to play drums in Cutthroat, and he's in Downset now. He was in First Blood. That's how we originally hooked up with Cutthroat. Neil's a great dude. They're flying out. They'll be here Friday for when we play on the 8th and then we're just gonna tear up the East Coast with them guys. Good dudes, and you know, they're on the same playing field as we are. They just want to get out there and have some fun. This ain't about money. It's just about getting the hell out.
No buffet is safe.
Yeah. You know, it's just about getting out there, and you know, we're going out there with them. You know, I've seen some of the lineups that they got us matched up with throughout. And you know, if you're watching this and you're in Florida, Maryland, Virginia, Georgia, Carolinas, come out and check it out. You won't be disappointed.
All the way down the East Coast. It's a hell of a month. This one, Ray, you still on for August in LA, and are you bringing Mike with you?
That was canceled.
Canceled, Chris.
That was canceled. Not by, it was something out of everybody's power on that end. So we were all the bands were ready to roll, and just, I think it was a scheduling issue with the venue, and things just went.
Wrong move was supposed to be on that.
Yep.
You'll be back out in California.
So it'll
We'll
all
be back out there. We'll be probably maybe next year. Hopefully, it's just like touring right now. It's just so hard because there's so many bands out there trying to get it in, trying to make up for the past 2.5 years. So a lot of markets are oversaturated. Some, you know, I mean, thank God we own our own van and trailer, because there's bands out there they can't rent a van if they wanted to. They're not available. So yeah, so right now as far as scheduling a tour on West Coast, hopefully next year, maybe the year after, because it looks like we're gonna have a busy year with overseas stuff. But East Coast was fairly easy because, like I said, we own our own vehicle and trailer and all that stuff. So it was just a matter of getting the dates. And some of the dates were like pulling teeth because, like I said, these areas are just getting hammered with packages and bands, and
Everybody wants to tour. You're seeing that right at Empire Live.
oh yeah, I've had to actually pass on a couple of decent shows that I did not want, but I'm just like, I can't. It's just like you're sandwiched in between Crowbar and this, and it's like
We won't sell tickets. It's hard to get somebody there.
people got so much money, especially with all the bullshit going on. Hey Ray, can you give me another cup and a little bit of ice?
Cup and a little bit of ice.
We got to get Jim.
You gotta get me pillaging.
The last time we did an interview, he got fucking hammered. It was great.
Hammered. Yeah, hammered. All right, I want to talk about videos. Everyone, get your questions in. Keep going with the questions. I'll answer them, or I'll ask them. These guys will answer. But so you guys are known. I love your videos. But you guys just released one a few days ago, "Loyal to the Grave."
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about that?
The video was in the queue. A video was in the queue to do for this song. It was gonna probably take a little bit of a different direction, but we had one of our boys, Ricky, pass away. So I was like, it's like, Jesus, it's like I'm looking through my phone to see how many pictures I had of me and Rick. And I'm like, I only had a couple, 2, 3, and I'm hitting up my friends. I'm like, you have pictures of us? I'm like, I don't have as many as I should, And I'm like, God damn. So, I talked to Mario and Kim from Upstate Records. I said, listen, I want to do like a dedication kind of video. It's like get all my friends and boys and family and it took us about a year to start getting footage. And then when Rick passed, I'm just like, okay, we got to go to a different direction. So we started morphing it into what it is now. And it just, like I said, I wanted more of a friends and family kind of video. It's like, you can't take enough pictures, you can't take enough videos of the loved ones that you have in your life. And, it's just, this is our way of giving a little bit of tribute to Rick and all our boys that are still here,
Love show.
Yeah, he did. He was at everything. He did our last East Coast tour with us, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a little sad not having him with us. It's just
There was he was supposed to come with Full Blown and Wrong Move to California. He was supposed to come on this run. It's like anytime he was able to like just jump around, he would be there. Like he came on that one of our first tours that I was in the band. We went down south. And that was we got so many memories. The last picture I have, one of the last pictures I have was on the road. Yeah, War was great.
But that's the premise behind this video. It's like the lyrics to that song are kind of like a good versus evil kind of thing, I guess you could say. So the majority of that song is geared toward the good. So that's why I was like, you know what, we just gotta get everybody behind it. And there's so many people that we took footage of that didn't make the cut. I'm a little disappointed about it, but what are you gonna do with it? You only got 3 minutes, so we probably have like an hour's worth of
so much
footage,
stuff, and then
Just nothing offensive. It's just maybe it's.
So if I videotaped you or took a picture of you to put in this video and it didn't make it, it's not because that's how we wanted to do it.
We'll use it in something else. Don't worry.
Yeah, definitely. So
Doug Mack is requesting a Buffalo show. Drew is telling you to bring snacks.
Drew from Abuse Ritual. Drew Smearden.
Yep.
I got you, Drew. I got you. Don't shoot me.
Oh, I want to know this story now. Okay.
Oh no, that's not one I can tell you. That's up to Drew. You'll have to do an interview with Abuse Ritual out of Newburgh area. Great band. They're like, they remind me of like a crossover of Obituary, and it's really good. They got a lot of seasoned players.
I love the scene now. Like I miss road trips down to the Chance, the Loft. I miss that scene. Like, are you finding like when you go out down the East Coast, are there scenes that are just falling apart?
I don't know. We haven't been there.
Oh, yeah,
2 and a half
years.
years. So we'll let you know. You gotta do a
You gotta
follow-up
let me
interview.
know. Jeez, I hate seeing a scene fall apart. We've seen our scene here fall apart.
It's
come
come
back
and
together,
gone,
come and gone. Where do you feel like we are now? Are we coming back together?
I think so. The shows have been pretty strong up here, pretty consistent, and it's just it's the partnership with myself and Empire is magical because they're like experts at the mainstream stuff, and I like to consider myself an expert at the underground stuff, along with Dan Brotherhood. And he helps me, and then both of those meshing together. I mean, whenever we did a show at Upstate Concert Hall, we would always find that there'd be an extra 100 to 200 people at that show, simply because Upstate Concert Hall's reach is more mainstream. So a lot of these kids probably never heard of our other shows because I didn't have the money to get radio ads and do all this other crazy shit.
He was in the Metroland every week.
So I mean, now we're partnered up with Ted and Stan Livingston and all that. It just makes sense. It's great, and they've been doing great.
I love the underground. If you guys haven't been to Empire Underground, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, but seriously, because you've had show after show, and I mean, but the July 8th show.
That's downstairs.
That's downstairs show.
Underground.
So there's your chance.
We went
this Friday.
A little more intimate.
We did the last one upstairs at Empire Live, and we did that with Nuclear Assault and Skinless and Ringworm and Crimson Mask and Baylor, and we had over 700 people in that place, and it was incredible. It was just like I said, February for us is always a lucky month because I think people are starved because not a lot of people tour in the winter. And the only thing we really had to contend with was the weather and with COVID. And you know what, COVID, everybody that went to that show just said, fuck you, we're sick of COVID.
Yep.
And you know what, and that just kind of blew everything, the doors open on everything.
It was like a family reunion. You couldn't walk through that place without hugging, like seeing people, shaking hands, hugging people. Like it was people you hadn't seen in a year and a half.
There was people that I didn't even know went. There's too many freaking people there.
Yeah. No, it was.
So we're doing this show downstairs, and we're headlining. So without that packaging, we're if you haven't gotten tickets to Friday yet, get them, because I know there's over 250 pre-sold. Online, like I said, it's gonna 350 sells it out. So
Get them. It's got to be close.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be sloppy. It's gonna be fucking.
it's gonna be a real fucking show.
It'll be good.
All right. This is from Fuzz's list. Fuzz gave me a list of questions. He's like, he was ready to do this.
We miss you, Fuzz, you big ugly fuck.
He went to that show with me, and we tried to walk through it between Fuzz and I, walked him through. Of course, I let him lead the way because I have room behind me. Just let him go. But every girl in that place wanted to hug and touch his beard. I think it's a euphemism for something. But anyway, from him, how do you guys make a set list without giving the tour set list away? Do you guys do a different set every show? Do you guys do the same sort?
So for right now, we had a set of the stuff that we really wanted to play that was going to be smooth enough a transition for Jeff to pick up, and Jeff's pro all the way. So just to have, and he's filling in for Sworn Enemy right now. He's filling in for other bands also, on top of Concrete Ties, on top of the Muscle Memory for Full Blown, on top of everything. So, we wanted something that was going to be just an easy transition to be able to, and that's what these songs are.
It's a good set list. It's a good set list. So we usually just kind of make one set list and then go with it, because we don't really rehearse. We've always been kind of scattered. Ray was living in Texas for the longest time, but now he's up here. And finally now we got everybody up here. We lose the drummer, so now we got a drummer 2 hours away. So we're back at the square one. So we'll probably stick with this set list throughout the summer. We might add a couple little different things for the boat cruise that we're doing in September, but I promise you'll get there's a little bit of everything in this.
I was gonna say, do you have some of the old stuff on it too?
Yeah.
Got some old stuff, so you gotta go to the show and find out.
Yep.
All right, so you got Cutthroat from Los Angeles, Powerhouse from Oakland. How did you choose bands for this lineup?
As we built this show, we built it because we're touring with Cutthroat, so it was going to be us and Cutthroat. I asked Violent by Design, great hardcore band, crossover metal. They're based out of the Cahoots, Troy area. You got Concrete, veterans of this area. They were more hardcore back in the day, but they crossed over to metal, and we're more of a metal band now too.
Oh, yeah.
We got our hardcore roots still, but
Gotta incorporate all the influences into the music.
Exactly.
So there's no way to not be, have crossover and have that touch everything.
I like heavy shows that kind of cross from metal to hardcore back.
So you want a little bit of
like
everything. It draws out, those kids that are punk kids, thrash kids, hardcore. It really isn't. The genre is so vast. It's a melting pot. It's like you can't just be like, I just listen to this. You're an idiot.
No,
that's just,
it's heavy. Period.
I just listen to black metal. Good. Go fuck yourself. It's got to be everything else. It's like those are the people that are closet ABBA fans. So that's all they let and they'll
we got ABBA.
Oh yeah, but that's all they listen to. It's just black metal and ABBA.
And then we got Oakhart, who are boys from Glens Falls. They're a younger generation. They're more the a little bit more of the techie kind of.
They like to party.
Gent. Yeah, they like to party. And then Breathless by Dawn. They're on like a resurgence. They just started coming back around. They were on hiatus for a while, and I thought this was a perfect show to get them back acclimated back into the scene after they did that boat show that we did. And I had them on another thing too. So we had that show built. I was like, oh, this is 6 bands. It's a good lineup, perfect. And then my boy Chris from Powerhouse is like, hey, we're doing This Is Hardcore. You got room for? Hell yeah. And Powerhouse was supposed to come with Madball back in January, but Madball had to cancel because they couldn't get flights because of the weather. And in turn, Powerhouse had to cancel as well because they were tailgating using Madball's
Gear,
whatever,
transportation,
all that
and
stuff.
everything.
So this is their makeup date for January, and let me tell you that if you go to this show, you're not going to hear the same genre in a row with all these bands. I mean,
it's a good mix.
it's a very good mix. You got Powerhouse is old school hardcore. You got metal, you got hardcore, you got different brands of hardcore or metal in this. It's just it's going to be awesome on the air.
And this is starting at 6:30. The show.
Yeah, doors are at 5:30. First band's on at maybe 6. I don't know.
It says 6:30.
It says 6:30. Just get there at 5:30.
Get there at 5:30.
Get there earlier. It doesn't matter.
Get there.
That's the thing. You know,
Party. It's a Friday night.
people who just go for one band, that's just, you're cheating yourself, because they're all top-notch bands. They're all great bands. Just go early, stay late. That's how it should be for everything. I mean, that's how you support. That's how you find new music that could be end up being your favorite. You never know.
We started Nippertown Radio, and it's every genre on the internet. And I'm not competing against radio stations. It's not meant to be like that. What it's meant to be is listen to it for an hour or two, and you will find a local band you love, and you can go support them. Like, just find a local band you like and fucking support them. I don't care what genre. Like, we have every genre here. Just if you like whatever, there is a local band that's similar enough that you can get behind them, and that your support actually means something.
And one thing I hate, it's a pet peeve of mine. There's nothing against you, but I hate the word local band, because you know what? In Connecticut, hate breeds a local band.
Yep.
In LA, Slayer's a local band. It's like,
Yeah, no, you're right.
it's these bands. Oak Heart's doing shit. They tour. They do a lot of stuff. It's like, can't call them a local band. Concrete's been all over the country too.
I'm guilty of that. I call State Chaps a local band
Exactly.
because they're local to us.
And,
But they're
a national act.
Yeah, I'm not saying that diminishes the value of the band, but it's just they're just bands. Just you know what?
No.
Don't get it in your head that they're a local band, because you know what? Everybody's been there, and you know what? These bands, somebody's gonna bust out of this area.
Yeah, and you get to say, I saw them win. Good question online from Dustin. This is a good opportunity to market. I heard you guys have your own mead. Where can I find it?
Funny thing you ask. Pillage. It's available at Bull and Bee. That's where we are right now.
Yep.
You can buy it by the bottle. You can buy it by the drink. You go to Helderberg Meadworks. That's where we partnered up with to develop this. And when we did develop it, I took their maple flavor. I'm not a mead fan. I'll be honest. I'm a whiskey drinker. But when we designed this taste, I geared it toward sipping a whiskey. And we dumped the flavor, and we added a lot of alcohol to it. So this definitely sips like a whiskey. So if you're a whiskey fan, you'll like it. If you're a mead fan, you're still going to like it, because it's not as strong as whiskey. So
Low octane.
I promise you'll like it. If you're a mead fan especially, I have heard nothing but rave reviews over this, and this is one of their best-selling meads now. Pat myself on the back for that one, but Bull and Bee and Helderberg Meadworks.
Good. But you got to do it. I'm not a mead drinker. I like it.
You can come here and buy it, and you can see me.
If you want, he'll even give you samples of it. Come down and try it.
Come and try it.
So we have a question. I'm going to answer it first. It's something was wrong. Why aren't they smoking cigars? I want to say when I got here, Ray was outside smoking cigars. So it's not that they're far away. It's just that we're inside.
Yep, yeah, we're inside. I just got out of work. I just shot down here.
We're indoors. It's a classy joint. So
it's fucking raining out.
Yeah.
Who wants to smoke a cigar in the rain?
But you were smoking
I have.
cigar when I got here. But that's why we're inside. It is nice, really nice in here. Will you be bringing some of that on your tour specifically to Tampa?
Probably not. Reason being, you'll probably drink all of it.
By the time you get to Florida, they'll be gone.
I mean,
If you want it in Tampa, I can get it to you. So Florida, I got to check the rules for stuff because you can ship. You're not really supposed to ship booze unless because it's extra. The government wants a little bit of
I
everything.
do it all the time.
I know, but yeah, maybe you can figure something out.
Allegedly.
So
Money talks.
I love Tampa. You guys, that's
If you want us to bring you a bottle of mead down, if you want to just hit Ray up, maybe we can grab one. I know they're sold out here.
That's
got
the last bottle
last bottle here, but
for today.
So if they get more in before Friday, before we leave, hit him up by Friday. We'll see if we can bring some down. Usually we have a little bit more notice, but
See, I like Tampa. Ybor City's right there.
oh,
Big cigar town.
Cubans.
Fuck yeah.
Cuban sandwiches.
Cubans are overrated.
No, it's such a good
Yes.
sandwich.
No, see, Cubans are overrated.
he's talking about sandwiches.
Oh, I'm
You're
talking about
No, I'm talking about cigars.
Oh no, I'm talking about the sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
I like the Cuban sandwich in from Ybor.
So, I never had a Cuban sandwich.
You need it. There you go.
Cuban cigars?
Likewise. The cigars there, they'll make right in front of you.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the area.
That's my favorite area in Florida. Ybor.
New Florida.
Ybor. Yep.
All right. Any more questions coming in for the guys? If not, I have a loaded question. Mike, you've been in this industry for a long time. Ray, you've been in this industry for a long fucking time.
We're only 25.
I know. What advice do you have for young bucks getting into this shit?
Don't do it.
Take up sports
Don't do it.
and do not, and I repeat, do not have a mom manager.
Oh, my God. It's the fucking worst.
Yeah, we could probably have a list of things not to do
All
when
right.
you start a band.
Stop bringing your girlfriends to do merch because all you're going to be doing is fucking her the entire time. She's trying to fucking doll it up. You know, there's those things. That's fucking, and that's bringing sand to the beach. Don't fucking do it. Don't do that. Don't fucking
Don't get me in trouble.
Oh, no, not that's different. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of fucking
No,
things.
I mean, you know what? Music has kept me out of jail. I mean, it really has. It's definitely a great outlet. If you're in this to do this for life, Albany might not be the place to do it out of. Albany is hard to break out of because nobody here. I mean, then again, you got the internet to help you out.
It's a different. The times have changed to where
it's
it's
definitely who you know.
networking. If you're going to do this, network, make friends, go to people's shows.
I got a good fucking idea. Go to shows and support the fucking shows because you're gonna meet people at the fucking shows. Don't stay home and fucking go, I made an event. That means there's 100 people coming. Get the fuck out and go see a goddamn show.
Yep, buy
Go
merch,
see it
flyers,
because you know
make
what?
flyers.
You might make a contact at that show to help your band or to help your fucking ass along the way. So if you're gonna do it right. I mean, the only reason why I hate Breed and Metallica and all these bands are doing it is because they played, they toured, they went, they supported.
Yep.
That's why they're there. I mean,
They love the music. That's how you have to do it for the right reasons. It's like if you're trying to get into music for money, what a joke. That definitely not. You're getting into it for girls or whatever. It's not the fucking 80s. That's a joke too these days.
no, and the funny thing is, it's like, being in a band that had a solid lineup for 10 years, I realized we're not going anywhere in 10 years. So the fucking solid lineup was not solid. So we had to replace people because, you know what? I got to be on the same page with people that want to work, want to go out, want to go do shows, explore. So I mean, if you're in a band with your best friend that's a drummer and he's just like, I don't want to play this week. Fuck off, get out of here, go get another drummer. Never mind the loyalty and fucking camaraderie of friendship, and it's business. Fuck out of here. You know, it's like, and that's how I'm the only original member in the band right now. You know what? Brick by Bricks hasn't been. This is the best it's ever been, because you know what? I got guys that want to do it. Not slating the guys that didn't want to do it. It's just they were on a different path, and you know what? Held me back for 10 years.
Recognizing they're on a different path sooner than later.
Sooner,
is
please.
paramount.
Fail early is what my lesson in life.
Not even failing, just fucking tell me.
Figure it out early.
Jesus Christ. Wasting my time.
Mike, another question. Do you remember the first show you ever put on as a promoter? Just last year.
Yeah, right. Well, that's kind of a loaded question, because I started doing shows when I was a kid because nobody would book my shitty band, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna book a show, and my mother was. She was an administrator at a church, and I got her to let us use the gym, and I booked us and one other band to do shitty covers of shitty bands, and that was my first show in like 1986, I think it was. And then as we progressed and I started getting into better bands, people still wouldn't book my shitty band. And actually, Ted ended up booking us, but that was after we started doing everything on our own. I remember calling Bob Riley on the phone with Stigmata. I'm like, hey, does Stigmata want to play with Attica? You know, I could book us and we could do this, and we got to run. He's like, yeah, let's do it. We packed the place out. And the thing was, is like, we weren't the greatest band at first, but we had a lot of friends, and a lot of kids came out and supported us. And by them supporting us, it gave us more energy to practice more, to hone our skills. And then that band actually, Attica actually started becoming really good, and we started being notable in the thrash scene. And then, you know, for whatever reasons, it ended up fading away. But that was pretty much my first go at it, was booking shows. And then Ted came along, and I stopped booking shows. And I'm like, oh, Ted will give us a show. He knows how, blah, blah, blah. And then in the early 2000s, Ted was still doing stuff, but not as much. And I was in a different band, the Bruise Brothers in Vegas was the leader of that band. And he was the one getting us the shows and doing the stuff. And we still had good shows. And then we left that, we ended that band. And then I started the Duster in Troy in 2003. And the first show that I booked was Murphy's Law. That was national with the help of Ralph Renna. And that was it right there. I mean, I booked shows before that with local bands and stuff, but that was, Murphy's Law was my first national act that I actually had a hand in booking. And then it turned into a Agnostic Front, and then next thing, Full Blown Chaos played the Hudson Duster. And
Awesome.
yeah, it was just, it was just it just steamrolled. And
We were all so heavy at the time.
yeah, I remember that.
We were all so heavy.
Dan Brotherhood booked that show.
We were literally half a ton of hardcore. We were all so heavy that there was no room. We were so big. I had to sing on the floor. I couldn't go up to the loft, and I was like, nope. I was like, that's not going to hold all of us. And it was still great, but yeah.
A lot of people missing the Duster.
Yeah.
So is the current finger, is from the audience, is the current finger count of the band still 39 and a half?
Yes, it is. So far, we'll see how tour ends up.
Might be a little less than that after tour.
It's not going to gain anymore, that's for sure.
Oh, got it. So, yeah, I mean, you put together a hell of a show. Put together a hell of a tour.
It's great. And you know what? All these bands are friends. Powerhouse and Cutthroat, haven't met these other bands, but I wouldn't have booked these bands if they didn't gel right. And you know what? It's just going to be a big party. It's going to be fun. And all I want to do is hang out with my friends. That's why I do shows. That's why we play. We want to come out and visit. We got friends up and down the East Coast as well as across the world now, which is amazing. But there, I answer every email. I answer every question on social media personally. Sometimes it's a lot, but I like that. And whenever we go to Europe, or most of the time, I'm right at the merch booth. And I just love hanging out with people and drinking and partying.
It's usually where I find you at one of your shows. If you're not on stage, you're by the booth.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I go a little too far and you can't find me, but if you can't see me behind the merch booth, you're like, oh, he's a bomb
Somewhere. And if you really want to talk to him, buy him a shot. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Bar's open.
Bar's always open.
It's always a good way. If you're not sure what to say, the best, can I buy you a shot? You don't even have to ask, just buy it. Jack Daniels, though.
I'm not drinking much of this mead there.
I'm not. I'm lightweight.
Can't waste it.
Well, I'll finish it.
You can't waste it. You know how much honey goes into that?
Time.
Want me to break it down?
How much honey goes
I
into
need
this?
to take a pee break.
Time and honey, take over.
When I come back, that better be gone.
It's one of these like,
Yeah, right. Will he notice?
yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, you came up here from what, Texas?
I was down in Texas, living down in Texas for a while.
You came from Texas, so
quite a while. Yep.
what does the scene like down there?
Awesome. It's a different vibe. Every city has its own. Dallas scene is pretty good. Austin scene, San Antonio is always crazy. Houston has a huge metal scene, and just the hardcore scene is like a family. Yeah, so, but it's like anywhere else. It's they all have their their bands that they congregate to, and all their popularity, and just I know he hates local bands, but you know what? You're local, you're local. So the ones that are more local, that have that attention or popularity to bring out, to come out. So yeah, it's been pretty. Down there was great. Just like anywhere else, like every state has a couple of cities that stick out. Just with their own, and just for us, it's like we've been keeping it tri-state. It's pretty. Pennsylvania also just keeping it local. So it'll be cool to see new kids, new faces, and a bunch of the old faces also coming out to shows. So
That's kind of
being able to push fresh music, and just get different, different reactions, different responses.
So the show you guys did with Skidless and Nuclear Assault, I think that was one of the interesting things is ages were the age span of that show was young kids all the way up to old school. It was everybody was there. And again, you do an eclectic lineup, you do a good lineup like this, a little bit of everybody. So what do we got here?
You know what this is? This is the official killer beer for Murphy's Law. Me and Jimmy G designed this with the help of Busky. Busky helped out too. So Bull and Bee exclusively. You get the killer beer.
Killer beer and the killer
If
beer.
you're Murphy's Law fans, you'll get it.
Come get it.
All right, so we've passed the hour mark. Questions are going slower. Jude asked, if you still had the duster, would it be the same, or what would you have done anything different? Would you have done anything different?
I probably would have been out of there. Fuck Troy. You know what? I'm from Troy, but politics over there. That asshole mayor, Harry Ketunjian, can suck my dick. Paul, what the hell was that stupid cop's name? Fucking Paul Bouchard. Go fuck yourself, you fucking faggot. He fucking lost his job because what happened was he tried to extort money out of me, and I refused. And that's basically what happened was the catalyst for fucking Troy not liking me. And then we had an incident that is totally embellished in the media, we will say. So, out of Troy. Troy sucks. We're on this side of the river. I'll stay here.
And you're killing it at Underground.
Killing it. I could have helped Rensselaer County, but you didn't want me there. See you later.
Any other questions? You're going to get a straight answer. So
Yeah, you are.
Ask away. Now's the time.
Sweet. Ask me about Rick DeLay from his bomb threats.
And don't forget, July 8th, Empire Underground, 7 great bands. Pretty much, I mean, yes, you guys are headlining it, but Powerhouse and Cutthroat, that's 3 headliners.
Headlining is just a
Well, you know what I mean.
euphemism for
Three bands.
that.
Like, but all
So
7 are
even
great.
if you don't like me, come see us. Come see Friday. Just come smack me in the mouth. I dare you.
You could try.
There you go.
Pick a cover first.
Pay your cover.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
why
your
not?
charge.
You know, it's you got to figure. You know, there will be people there to see us,
You
but
gotta
it's
drive.
it's the
So do I.
we're highlighting these bands. You know, it's like it's not a headlining thing; it's a highlight. We want people to see them. You know, it's like it's more of a show for us because we get to see all these bands and experience it, and then we'll have our turn.
Fuzz is poking the bear. He was just going to say Rick to life.
Rick DeLay, yeah.
His family loves us.
I know, right? His sister and his brother-in-law and somebody else
He
came.
couldn't be happier.
Anyway, Rick DeLay, as far as hardcore goes, he's been around the scene forever. He kind of lost his mind. He fell and had to go to the hospital. We'll leave it at that. And he hasn't been right since. Rick, you got to watch your step. You can't be tripping and falling as much as you did that one day. Anyway,
His hair exploded off his head. I don't know how
that
that
was
was that.
crazy. I don't know. But anyway, he don't like me. He don't like anything we do and stand for. So what he does is usually calls bomb threats into the club.
He doesn't like anybody that's not him.
Keep in mind, this guy was bootlegging people's shit for fucking 25 years. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, that's Rick DeLay.
So apparently he lost a few dreads.
He lost a few things, like maybe some teeth too. I don't know.
It's fucking
He
marbles.
fell really hard. It was amazing. You ever see Family Guy where they fall? They go. It was like that.
They just poof. Yeah. It was,
So watch your step. It's a good lesson in life anyway. Watch your step.
Don't worry, I'll get the bottom. Pillage.
All right. On that note, guys, good luck Friday night.
Want to give a shout out, Upstate Records, Mario and Kim. Thank you for everything you've done.
They're also a new sponsor for that Fuzz and Rock show, so shout out to them for supporting local independent media.
Empire Underground. Give a shout out to Jen and Dave. Jen and Dave are behind the scenes. They're the general managers. They're the bar managers. They deal with a lot of shit. So, they're the ones that are the thankless people. So give them a shout out. Nick over at Empire, he helps out a lot too. Dan Brotherhood, shout out to him. I could be here for another hour.
There's a lot of good people in our
Yeah.
scene.
there are a lot of good people. Do yourself a favor, and when you see us, take as many pictures as you can with us. Like if you're a fan, if you're just, if you're a friend, we all need to start taking more pictures. That's one of the things because, as you get older, and I'm not saying it, because we're dinosaurs or anything like that. The longer you live, the more you get to see people die around you. So it's one of those things like, you're going to want those memories. So make those memories and find a way to, pretty much stick them. Just get it. Take those pictures, make those videos, be idiots, be fun, have a great fucking time. Don't fucking leave empty chapters, just make those connections and make those memories. So very important.
And if it's a relationship worth rebuilding, rebuild it. If it's a bridge worth burning, burn that fucker down.
That's right. That's right.
Just good advice. On that note, catch you guys later. See you all Friday.
Friday, July 8th.
Yeah.